in mattinata, di Sant'Eustachio in Campo di Giove, del Santissimo Salvatore in Cansano. La comunità neocatecumenale San Pio X di Udine. I ministranti dell'oratorio di Caino. Un gruppo di giovani di Borgo Sotto e i cooperatori dell'Opus Dei di Amelia. Ci disponiamo ad accogliere il Santo Padre.
Laudetur Jesus Christus. Praised be Jesus Christ. And welcome to this live-streamed broadcast of Pope Francis's special Jubilee audience that's being held today, Saturday, in the Paul VI Audience Hall. From wherever you are joining us, I would like to welcome you to this live broadcast. Some of you may be joining us through various Vatican media channels, perhaps the Vatican News app or the Radio Vaticana app, the Vatican News web portal, or our Vatican News English YouTube channel, or our Facebook Live feed. We also welcome all of you who are joining us through our partner broadcast stations, including EWTN TV, Catholic Faith Network in America, Radio Maria Philippines, Shalom World TV, Atma Darshan TV, and Catholic TV. A very warm welcome to you all, as well as to all of those who are joining us through various diocesan radio stations. A special welcome to our friends from the Deaf Catholic Youth Initiative for the Americas, DCYIA. Please visit our Vatican News YouTube channel to find translation in American Sign Language, or ASL. My name is Devin Watkins, and I will be providing the English language commentary and translations for this papal audience. As we go to air, we see that the Paul VI Hall is filled with pilgrims, and some of them are still arriving. This is a special Jubilee audience that is mainly for several Italian dioceses. These dioceses include the Diocese of Capua and Caserta, who are accompanied by their bishop, and these are most of the pilgrims and the faithful who are here in the Paul VI Hall. However, at the same time, around 8,000 pilgrims are gathered in St. Peter's Basilica from other Italian dioceses. These include the Diocese of Sulmona Balva, and then several faithful from various parishes from different parts of Italy. As we go to air, we're waiting with the pilgrims for the Holy Father to come out and greet us. Throughout this Jubilee year, the Holy Father will be having several Jubilee audiences that occur on a Saturday. As you know, he holds a weekly general audience on Wednesday, either in the Paul VI Hall, as today, or in the square of St. Peter's, depending on the weather mainly. In the winter, it's typically in the Paul VI Hall to facilitate the faithful and keep them from freezing, even though it's not too cold in Rome, but the winter months frequently can be a little bit, it could be rainy, and within uncertain weather, they're typically held in the Paul VI Hall, as well as in the summer, the extreme summer heat of August. Otherwise, most papal audiences, general audiences, are held in the St. Peter's Square. Differently to many weekly general audiences, this one takes place under a little bit different format, mainly because of the intended audience, which is mostly Italian speakers. And so there will not be the various greetings and summaries in other languages, typically English, French, Spanish, Portuguese, Chinese, German, Polish, and Arabic. And today the audience, I believe there will be a gospel reading that's read. The Holy Father will greet and offer his Catechesis, his reflections on the passage of the gospel. The focus today is on hope and the figure of Mary Magdalene. To hope is to turn around. Afterwards, the Holy Father will greet in Italian the Italian speaking faithful, and then perhaps travel, make his way around the Paul VI Hall to greet a few people. The Holy Father held his first general audience in this Jubilee general audience in the Paul VI Hall 2 weeks ago on the 11th of January. And during that audience, the Holy Father focused on the example of John the Baptist, calling him a great prophet of hope. Hope being the theme for this Jubilee year. And we hear the faithful welcoming Pope Francis as he steps into the Paul VI Hall, makes his way to the chair at the center of the stage. And the Holy Father is still making his way to the center of the stage, where
Il Santo Padre dà ora inizio all'udienza, introducendola con il segno della croce e il saluto liturgico.
Listen to his words, and he begins this audience with the liturgical greeting.
Spirito Santo, la pace sia con voi.
Dal Vangelo secondo Giovanni.
From the Gospel according to John. When she had said this, Mary Magdalene turned around and saw Jesus there, but did not know it was Jesus. Jesus said to her, "Woman, why are you weeping? "Whom are you looking for?" She thought it was the gardener and said to him, "Sir, if you carried him away, tell me where you laid him, and I will take him." Jesus said to her, "Mary." She turned and said to him in Hebrew, "Rabboni," which means teacher. The word of the Lord. And now the Holy Father will read his Catechesis and reflection.
Cari fratelli e sorelle, il Giubileo è per le persone e per la terra un nuovo inizio.
Dear brothers and sisters, the Jubilee is for people and for the earth, a new beginning. Everything must be rethought within the dream of God. And we know that the word conversion indicates a change of direction. Everything can be seen at last from another perspective. And so our steps also go towards new goals. This is how hope arises, which never disappoints. The Bible tells of this in many ways. And for us too, the experience of faith has been stimulated by encounters with people who have been able to change in life and have, so to speak, entered into God's dreams. For even though there is much evil in the world, we can distinguish who is different. Their greatness, which often coincides with their littleness, wins us over. In the Gospels, the figure of Mary Magdalene stands out above all others for this. Jesus healed her with mercy, and she changed. Brothers and sisters, the mercy changes. Mercy changes our hearts. And to Mary Magdalene, mercy brought her into God's dreams and gave her new purpose on her journey.
Il Vangelo di Giovanni racconta il suo incontro con Gesù risorto.
The Gospel of John tells of her encounter with the risen one in a way that makes us think. It is repeated several times that Mary turned around. The evangelist chooses his words well. In tears, Mary looks first inside the tomb. Then she turns around. The risen one is not on the side of death, but on the side of life. He can be mistaken for one of the people we encounter every day. Then, when she hears her name spoken, the Gospel says that again Mary turns around. And this is how her hope grows. Now she sees the tomb, but not like before. She can dry her tears because she has heard her own name. Only the Master pronounces it this way. The old world still seems to be there, but it is no more. Whenever we feel that the Holy Spirit acts in our hearts, we feel that the Lord is calling us by name. In this case, do we know how to distinguish and recognize the voice of the Master? Dear brothers and sisters, from Mary Magdalene, whom tradition calls the Apostle of the Apostles, we learn hope. One enters the new world by converting more than once. Our journey is a constant invitation to change perspective. The Risen One takes us into His world, step by step, on the condition that we do not claim to know everything already.
Chiediamoci
Let us
oggi,
ask ourselves today,
io so
do I know
darmi
how to turn around
le cose
to see things
diversamente,
differently,
con uno sguardo diverso?
with a different vision?
Ho il desiderio di
Do I have the
conversione?
desire for conversion?
Un io troppo sicuro, un io
An
troppo orgoglioso
overconfident
ci
and
impedisce
proud
di
ego
riconoscere
prevents
Gesù.
us from recognizing the risen Jesus.
Anche oggi, infatti,
Even today,
il suo aspetto è quello di persone comuni che rimangono facilmente alle nostre spalle. Persino quando piangiamo, ci disperiamo,
even when
lo
we
lasciamo alle
weep and
spalle.
despair, we
Invece
turn
di
our back
guardare
on
nel
Him.
buio del passato,
Instead of looking
nel
into the
vuoto del
darkness of the
sepolcro,
past,
da Maria Maddalena
from
impariamo
Mary
a
Magdalene,
voltarci
we
verso
learn to
la
turn
verità.
towards life.
Lì
There,
il nostro maestro
our
ci
Master
attende.
awaits us.
Lì
There,
il nostro
our
nome è
name is
pronunciato.
spoken.
Perché nella vita
For in
reale
real
c'è un
life
posto
there is a
per noi,
place for us,
sempre, ovunque.
always, everywhere.
C'è un posto per
There is
te,
a place for you,
per me,
for me,
per ciascuno.
for everyone.
Nessuno può
No one can
prenderlo perché
take
è
it
stato
away because
pensato da
it has
sempre per
always
noi.
been meant for us.
È brutto,
It's a terrible
come si
thing,
dice
as it's said
nel parlato volgare, è
in
brutto
a dialectic, in the
lasciare
dialect.
la sedia vuota.
It's a terrible thing to leave
Posto per me,
a chair
se io non vado,
unoccupied. And
ognuno
so
può
if I'm
dire
not
io ho
there,
un posto.
who will go?
Io
I have a place.
no, io
Do I?
sono una missione.
Am I a... No,
Esatto.
not am I.
Qual è il mio posto?
Now, do I have a mission? I
Qual è la
am a
missione che
mission.
il Signore
What is the mission that the
ci
Lord
dà?
gives us?
Che questo pensiero
And with
ci
this
aiuti,
thought,
ci aiuti
we will be
a prendere
assisted
un atteggiamento
to
coraggioso.
take a courageous decision in our lives. Thank you.
Saluti.
Santo Padre, i fedeli qui presenti desiderano esprimerle filiale affetto e sincera fedeltà
And the
e pregano
Italian
per tutte le
language
intenzioni del
reader
suo universale ministero
welcomes
apostolico.
and greets the Holy Father on the name,
A conclusione
in
di
the
questa
name of all the
udienza,
faithful gathered in
canteremo la preghiera
the
del
Paul
Padre
VI
nostro
Hall
in latino,
and in
terminata la
the
quale
Vatican
il Santo Padre
Basilica of
impartirà
St.
la
Peter's.
benedizione apostolica, che estende
After,
in modo speciale ai
near the
bambini,
end of
agli
this
anziani e ai sofferenti.
audience, we will sing together the Our Father in
Gli
Latin,
oggetti di devozione
and
che ciascuno porta
the
con
Holy
sé.
Father will impart his apostolic blessing and bless all of us, and the
Rivolgo
objects we have
un
brought
cordiale
for his
benvenuto ai
blessing.
pellegrini presenti in quest'aula e a quelli collegati dalla Basilica Vaticana.
I extend a warm welcome to the pilgrims present in the hall and to those connected from the Vatican
Sono lieto di
Basilica.
accogliere i fedeli della diocesi
Pleased to
di
welcome
Capua
the
e di
faithful from the
Caserta.
dioceses of Capua and Caserta.
Sono venuti a Roma con il loro
They
pastore.
have come to
Monsignor
Rome with their
Pietro Lagnese.
pastor, Archbishop Pietro Lagnese,
Anche per
also
ricambiare la visita
to
che ho
reciprocate the
avuto
visit
la gioia di
I had the
compiere a
joy of
Caserta
making to
il 26
Caserta
luglio del
on
14.
July 26,
Saluto con
2014.
affetto
I
il
affectionately
pastore
greet the
Giovanni
priests,
Traitino,
consecrated.
grande amico, grande amico. Saluto i sacerdoti,
I greet the
le persone
priests, the
consacrate,
consecrated
gli
persons,
operatori
pastoral
pastorali,
workers,
le famiglie, e
families,
tutti
and all of
voi,
you,
con deferente
with
pensiero
respectful thoughts
all'autorità
for the
civile.
civil authorities.
Desidero rinnovare il mio ringraziamento per la calorosa accoglienza che mi avete
Gratitude for the
riservato
warm welcome you
quella
extended to me
circostanza.
on that occasion.
Il ricordo di quell'evento,
May the memory of that
carico
event,
di
rich in the
significato
ecclesial and spiritual
spirituale,
meaning,
ravvivi in ciascuno
rekindle
la
in
volontà
each of you the
di
desire
approfondire
to
la
deepen
vita
your
di
life
fede
of
e
faith
di essere sempre
and
testimoni
to always
di
be
speranza
witnesses of
e
hope
operatori di pace.
and builders of peace.
Il mio pensiero
My thoughts now turn to the pilgrimage from the Diocese of Sulmona Valva with their Bishop Michele Fusco and the seminarians of Bergamo.
Cari fratelli e sorelle, vi incoraggio.
Dear brothers and sisters, I encourage you to increasingly understand and embrace the love of God, the source and reason for our true joy. I also greet the seminarians from Bergamo and urge them to always place Jesus at the center of their lives. To all, my blessing.
Pater noster, qui es in celis, sanctificetur nomen tuum, adveniat regnum tuum, fiat voluntas tua, sicut in cielo et in terra. Panem nostrum quotidianum da nobis hodie, et dimitte nobis debita nostra, sicut et nos dimittimus debitoribus nostris, et ne nos inducas in tentatione, sed libera nos a malo.
Domino vobiscum, sit nomen Domini benedictum, Dominum nostrum, in nomine Domini.
Qui fecit celum et terra.
Benedicat vos, omnipotens Deus, Pater, Filius, Spiritus Sanctus.
Amen.
We receive the Holy Father's Apostolic blessing, which, as the Italian reader said earlier, is intended also for all of us following on various means of modern media. And just as a note, a theological note, many of you have followed these general audiences online or on TV, on various means of communication, and as you may know, when the Holy Father imparts his apostolic blessing, it extends through these means of modern communication because that is his intention to do so. The importance is his intention. It's not just to bless those in the Paul VI Hall or even in St. Peter's Basilica, who are also connected by a TV link. The Holy Father intends to bless all of us personally, no matter where we are in the world, as we follow this event live. And as the Holy Father gets on his wheelchair and goes down to greet and shake the hands of the faithful in the Paul VI Hall, we conclude this live-streamed broadcast of the Pope's special Jubilee audience from the Paul VI Audience Hall. Please visit our Vatican News web portal, our Facebook, Instagram, X, and YouTube accounts for coverage of today's audience, as well as other Vatican and world news. My name is Devin Watkins, and it has been a pleasure to provide the English language text for you. On behalf of Vatican Media, I would like to thank all of our sound engineers and our audio coordinators, our media partners who made this broadcast possible, and all of you for joining us. Laudetur Jesus Christus, praised be Jesus Christ.
Father in heaven, may the faith you have given us in your Son, Jesus Christ,